Wirecast. This is a demonstration of 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 Wirecast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. Yes, we are after a week hiatus of baloniness that I had to deal with work. But anyway, we're back, and we're gonna make up for lost time. We're gonna talk about what I wanted to talk about last week, plus some new stuff and some stuff you need to know for this coming weekend. And I can finally see why the Wirecast thing pops up, goes away, and I will take care of that before the next show. That I promise. So we'll take care of that last week of Wirecast showing up. So anyway, this week we're going to talk about various news kind of things, upcoming ACE events, and we'll talk about Golden Ticket Awards, and we'll talk about the drone shoot. We'll talk about this weekend and all the goodies that we're going to find out and things we're going to talk about, and we will talk about whatever pops up in the chat. So it'll be good. So it'll be good. So anyways, let's new machine. Oh yeah. There is a new one right there. That one right there, Circus Voltaire. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Obviously you see it. Wait, hang on. Let me get out of the way. You can see it. I'm pointing at it. My finger's touching it. Well, make believe. Circus Voltaire, classic. But Roller Coaster Tycoon's been there. And speaking of new machine, I think I've said this on the show. I pre-ordered a Ghostbusters premium pinball machine, and the domestics, because the people overseas are starting to get theirs this week. So mine should hopefully start shipping within the next week or two. Hopefully, I've been waiting. I pre-ordered that thing in March, and they're finally coming out and all that good stuff. So I should have that soon, hopefully. Alright, so the most kidly friend parks for 5 and 7. It depends on how far you would like to travel. That's really the question. If traveling is not an issue, I know a few parks that what do you call it? That would be right up your alley to be able to go to. So that again, I can name a bunch off of. If you go to Knoebels, very kid friendly. That's out in Ellisburg, Pennsylvania. Idlewild out in it's out near Pittsburgh a little bit down there. I mean, those are really, to me, the best. How would I put it? The best examples of kid-friendly parks where, for the most part, the kids can ride most of the stuff. Those are like 6 to 8 hour car rides, and I know that it's really crappy for kids. I've done it. I've taken, my youngest is now 11, but I've been taking him since he was like 4 or 5 years old to Knoebels, and the only thing that he could not do back then was like 2 rides he could not get on, period. And then he couldn't drive the bumper cars, but he could still ride them. So, granted, 6 hours, and I mean, I've traveled a lot with the little kids, so I know it can be done. Just give them some, like an iPad or something, and it would definitely be. It's a good trip. I mean, if you're looking for other kid-friendly places, where the kids can really get on a lot, Edaville, Edaville USA is a good park for that, I think. that's mainly the main focus is little kids.
Of Wirecast.
So I think that would be right up their alley for them, and especially with the opening of Thomas, the train and all that, and they get the whole themed area. They got a bunch of coasters for kids, a lot of kids, and the adults can ride most of the rides, which is great. I mean, locally, Edaville's probably the best. I'm not sure about Canopy Lake because I haven't really paid it because my kids were always. By the time I took the kids to Canopy, they weren't really on the kiddie rides, for there. That was my fault for not. I mean, Six Flags New England has a couple themed kid areas, but I mean, the best bet, honestly, would be like Knoebels. That would be. All right, so if it's a family trip, road trip for a weekend, I would check out Edaville, number one. I mean, you can do Knoebels for a weekend, like if you drove Friday night up and then did the park on a Saturday and then came home on a Sunday, you know what I'm saying? That's doable. I've done that. I've done stupid things like drive up on a Saturday, do Phoenix Fall Fun Fest, and then drive right back home. So I spent 12 hours in the park and 12 hours driving, so that wasn't really, good. I mean, a lot of parks have a good, substantial kid areas, and it depends on what you feel. When my kids were little, around those ages, and I said, where am I going to take my kids where they're going to get the most bang for their buck, and I'm not going to, bleed out cash and not, and the kids get enough to do. You can do that at Six Flags. You could do that at Canopy. You could do that. Yes, Funtown is another one. Dorney's. I didn't really pay attention to kid areas in Dorney, so don't go by me on that. I've never taken my kids there yet. Lake Compounds has a good enough area for it's small-ish. They get a decent. Quasi's another good one. Small park, but it should be all right for the little ones, for the most part. I mean, if you look at you could probably just to go about anywhere. So it really depends on who's going with you. Can you also get away for some adult rides? If not, for me personally, my favorite, I'm always biased, and I'm always a Six Flags New England guy. And being in Lowell, that would be a good option. Also, if you're really looking to get the most bang for your buck, would be Knoebels. Just because the kids, as long as the kids are at least 42 inches, they can ride the roller coasters. So, Storyland's another good place too. I forgot about the Santa's Village. Those are two other excellent places that the kids would be able to ride a lot of stuff. I forgot about that. I would definitely, do a Saturday, Sunday. One park one day, one park the next day. You could definitely pull off two parks and get home in, home at a reasonable time. You could definitely do that. I personally would do that myself. Yeah, Disney became expensive, especially with all the price rising and all that. But don't let that deter you from going to Disney, because if you actually stay on property, it's a lot cheaper than if you have rented something. You know what I mean? Like rented a condo or went to a hotel. The last time I stayed in Disney for a week was 2012. And I'm just saying the Disney package, not air flights, because we had the flights in the rental car for free because my father had miles and points and stuff. So I didn't count that. But the Disney package, which included, I stayed at the All-Star Movies Resort, and I stayed there for 7 days. I had the dining, and I didn't get park hoppers because the kids didn't want to leave. They didn't want to bounce between parks, and so I had 7 days of tickets, and it was $2,300 for 4 people. It was me, my dad, and the 2 kids. So if there's 4 people, you're probably looking closer to $3,000 now. Somewhere between $23,000 and $3,000. It could be more. Depends where you want to stay. I mean, the room doesn't really matter because the only time you're in it is when you sleep and then when you wake up to get ready to go, and that's it. You're gone. It doesn't matter about the room.
This is a demonstration
You know, I've never been to Disneyland, and I have to change that. I really do. I really have to change that. I've never been there, and I gotta go. So, I mean, if you think of Disney itself is too expensive, I would try Storyland. I would try Santa's Village, Knoebels, Quasi, Edaville. Those would be the places that I personally, with kids that little, would try. You know, even Six Flags, you can do Kidsopolis. There are rides scattered through the park, depending upon how tall they are. You got Looney Tunes. You got the little train ride. So, you know, you take it in discretion of what the best parks are. I mean, personally, me, it's Knoebels. I love Knoebels. And some people don't like Knoebels, which is shocking. I mean, I felt for when taking my kids when they were that little, Knoebels gave me the best opportunity for the kids to ride all kinds of... I mean, it's ridiculous, the amount of rides. I mean, you think about it. They can't get on Fandango, Power Surge, Downdraft, that's 3 rides, and they can't drive the bumper cars. And they can't ride the new coaster, Impulse, but they can ride everything. They can ride the Phoenix, they can ride Twister, they should be able to ride Black Diamond, they should be able to ride Flying Turns. There's so many and the Drop Tower they can't ride. I keep coming up with rides they can't ride, but those are like the big rides. I mean, they can ride everything. They have tons of rides. They have kiddie areas, they have family rides, the bumper cars, which are awesome, you can ride on. Yes, I believe, but here's the thing. This is what Bob, now hear me out with this. You don't want to wait too much longer, and I'm going to tell you why. As kids get older, they don't care about the characters. You know what I mean? Like, I took mine when they were 4 and 6. That was like the magic number. You know, I wouldn't wait too much longer. You know, save the dough, whatever you got to do, grow a money tree, wiggle your hips like Elvis. I don't know what you got to do, but you get to a certain point where the magic is gone for a kid, whether it's a boy or a girl. When I took my kids, when they walked in the Magic Kingdom or wherever they went into, and they saw the characters for the first time, they were in there. It was like, you can't even describe the looks on their faces, the enjoyment that they had. It was worth every penny. It didn't matter if I spent $10,000. It would have been, not that I want to spend 10 grand at Disney, but it would have been worth it. It's just, you know, you don't want to bring them when they're teenagers, because when my parents took me to Magic Kingdom when I was like, that was 1994, so I was 14 my first time. I even went to Magic Kingdom, and I was like, yeah, you know, it's all right. It's kind of cool, you know. I didn't have that. You know, it's... So, if you want to have that... I mean, don't get me wrong, even when the magic's gone, the kids still like it, and, you know, we all have fun there. So don't take it as there's no fun, you know. I'm a big kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't appreciate it at 14. I appreciate it now at 38. I appreciate it now. I have more fun now than I did when I was 14, which I don't know why. I went to Universal back then, and when it was a new thing, and, you know, Universal I didn't even think was that great back then. So it was kind of weird, you know, because Universal back then was like this new thing, didn't have a ton of rides, and we went and we had fun, you know. You know, so, like I said, yeah, you know, so like I said, keep that in mind about if you're trying to give your kids magic. I wouldn't wait too much longer. If you want that magic, if you want to see that look on your kids' faces, I wouldn't wait too much longer. But also, I can recommend a couple things like times to go, and it depends what seasons you're into. Personally, me, I love the Christmas one. Anytime they do like Mickey's Christmas Party, that's my favorite. We did Halloween, the Not So Scary Halloween Party, which is really good for kids too. It's not scary. It's made for kids. But personally, for me, I prefer the Christmas one. And I'm a big Halloween fanatic. You know, I love horror and everything. And I I just wasn't feeling the not so scary Halloween party. I don't know. So it was kind of weird. You could go, Marcus, without children. I would love to go to Disney without the kids. I would love to see what my experience would be without kids. I think it would be fantastic. Think about it. No kids fighting and yelling and screaming and chasing and going, Mommy, Daddy, I want this and I want that. Gimme, gimme, gimme. You know, you'll spend a hell of a lot less money in Disney or maybe you'll spend more because you're like, I didn't have to spend the money on the kids and now I'm going to go and spend ridiculous amount of money on myself on things I want to buy. You know, and plus you can do the parks differently without the kids. Yeah, I did have a haunted display at the end. That's gone, no more. That got too tiring. It was definitely a love of labor, labor of love, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun doing it and scaring the crap out of the teenagers that came rolling through. Even the kids. Some of the kids liked it. Some of the kids loved being scared. Yeah, let's just do a guy trip. The hell with the kids. Leave them all home. Let's all party out and go. Leave the kids at home with mommy, and let's just go. It'll be cheaper. Think about the money you would save. I'm down for that. All day. And now it's in two towns.
Demonstration of wire.
All right, so let's get over this news because I want to go over the golden tickets because I do have some issues with the golden ticket awards. I do. Well, the winners. And I'll tell you why when we get to that point. But, see, I got all my golden ticket crap here. But anyway, there's some interesting tidbits for news. Six Flags Magic Mountain. There's a rumor claiming, and I don't know how many of you rode Viper. I've never. How many of you like Viper? But mid to late 2017, they're going to close it down for a new dive coaster coming for 2018. So I really can't say anything. I know some of you guys have been there. Some of you guys like the coaster. Some of you guys hate the coaster. I don't, but I figured just let you know what we've heard. SeaWorld San Antonio. And I haven't been there. I will be there next year for the first time. But they're looking to add virtual reality to the Steel Eel next year. King's Dominion. It seems 2018 is the coaster rumor. The year there could be a launched B&M coaster. And it looks like it's going to be the area of the log flume. They ripped the log flume out and using around that area for it. Now, it seems to be a thing with virtual reality. Everybody getting into this virtual reality stuff. SeaWorld Orlando, Kraken's looking to get virtual reality for next year. I don't know why. Why? I don't know. And I'll get into the VR, my thoughts on VR when we get to the drone shoot thing, even though we didn't use VR, but it'll all have to do with each other anyway. Now, everybody remembers down at the Meadowlands down in Jersey, where they claim it's the New York Giants and Jets, but technically it's in New Jersey and not New York, so technically I consider the Giants and the Jets New Jersey teams. And I'm sticking with that. But anyway, that mall, the American Dream, been building, stopping, whatever. They should be shoring up some billions of dollars to finish it off in the Nickelodeon theme park. It's basically going to be like Mall of America, only on the East Coast, so we'll finally have something like that. We can go ride in the wintertime, so that'll be cool. I kind of like the idea of that, but that's me, Have you heard of virtual reality porn?
This is a demonstration.
Who hasn't? All right, so everybody knows what IAPA is, the International Amusement Park Association thing. When they have the big expo and people buy and sell rides and stuff there. That whole expo that happens in November. Anyway, they're taking the headquarters out of Alexandria, Virginia, and they're bringing it down to Orlando. They've extended their time in Orlando, 5 more years to 2030 to their contract or whatever. So that's happening next year. So they're going to move their headquarters. So that's going to be cool. And yes, New England does need an indoor park. I wish I had the money to do it, because if I did, I would do it. I'd build a nice, as big as I possibly could, indoor amusement park with some decent rides in it. You know, family rides, kid rides, thrill rides. It would be nice.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
I can't stand the Small World. I can't stand that ride. I hate that song. I wish they would rip that ride out and put something new in it. I really do. Test Track, I've only ridden the original one. I haven't ridden version 2.0. Soarin', I've ridden a couple times, and I think that's a cool ride. I want to try the new one out. So I think Disney is Disney, and what's not to love about Disney? It makes me feel like I'm 2 again, you know? The date for FrightFest Media Day is Sunday. That's when that is. And we're going to talk about that because I'm going to that. So, hey, Sean, what's up? We'll talk about that in a little bit, about the FrightFest thing, too. So, everybody knows now Mean Streak at Cedar Point is closed. Nobody knows officially. Nothing's officially been announced, but there has been an RMC crane truck spotted on the property. Yep, I think you can see it that way. Circus Voltaire. Boy, you guys notice, huh? Matter of fact, Revenge from Mars is busted, and I got a list of parts I have to buy, and then once I get the list of parts, then I got to take the computer out of Star Wars over there, take that and all the parts. He's going to clone it and give me all the parts, and I'll put it all back together, and then it'll be all done. It'll be beautiful.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
No, FrightFest Media Day is the same day. It's Sunday for Media Day. Because we got an invite to both. We got an invite to Great Adventures Media Day for FrightFest and New England's. And obviously I'm going to New England's. AJ's going to New England's. We got Jeff going out to Great Adventure. So Sunday's going to be
this is a demonstration of Wirecast.
What do you call it? Sunday is going to be a busy day for SFNE Online with a lot of updates. Let me tell you that. Yes, Pats equal Patriots. Okay, so there was a rumor that I saw at Screamscape today that popped up, and it's been popping up all over the internet, not just from them, but other Orlando fan sites. Stitch's Great Escape in Magic Kingdom, speaking of Disney. It looks like it's going to start going into seasonal mode, and then sometime this is the rumor that's been going around. This rumor, I've been seeing it all over my Facebook feed from all these, theme park websites. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, it's going to eventually close for good, and then they're going to revamp the 2 buildings that it takes up, and it's going to become a Wreck-It Ralph virtual reality ride, like racing game from Sugar Rush and stuff like that.
This is a demonstration.
Yeah, Wirecast watermark will be gone after this show. It was all I think we've talked about this. I can't remember if we did. It was based off of my stupidity. I downloaded the wrong version. I downloaded a demo version of the full version of Wirecast, which puts a stupid watermark on it. I just have to get the crappy version that is not the demo version, and it will be good. So, we did post them on SFNE Online. They're actually chopping the splash waterfalls up, and we all were under the suspicion like they were going to save it, not scrap it. They're just scrapping it. That's going away. So isn't the one at Six Flags America down in Maryland. They're just chopping them up, and out the door they're going. So, needless to say, they're going to this big scrapyard in the sky. We're going to have more stuff, showing this weekend. I mean, we're there for Fright Fest Media Day, but that doesn't start till like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that. And I'm going to be there at opening, and it opens at 12. So for a couple hours, I'm going to head that way, see what progress is there. I mean, you'll see progress on Saturday. Somebody, I'm sure, is going to be there posting pictures on Saturday. But we'll do some video and stuff like that, and then we'll get more into what we're going to do for Fright Fest in a little bit. Oh, yeah. Alt View, yep. American whatever. Shark Reef at Typhoon Lagoon is closing forever. So if you never did it, it's going to be tough crap. And for those that don't know what Shark Reef is, it's this little area that you can swim in the water with these like little baby sharks. Well, they're not baby. They're like this. They're not, great whites or nothing. They're not going to eat you. But it's just a straightaway shot that you can go swimming in. And, around a shipwreck. When you get out, you go through the ship and you can see the sharks swimming around. I got video of it somewhere on one of my computers that I still probably haven't even looked at. So, needless to say, it was cool. I wish it was longer. But it didn't. It wasn't. But they're closing it. They're opening up a new water slide thing called Misfortune Falls. So that's going to be opening up. So they're ripping that out, putting that in. And my last tidbit of news that I have is Coaster Track is starting to arrive at Casino Pier. Everybody knows with Casino Pier they're finally able to expand sideways instead of back out in the ocean. And they got a Coaster Track that's going to be going up and doing something, which is what they need because. No, don't get me wrong. I'm all for these pier amusement parks and stuff. Yes, land is limited. They got devastated by Sandy, and now they're finally starting to, rebuild, bring it back, and they need that. They need to add more rides. They can't just keep it what it is. People will stop it. There wasn't enough rides. I mean, when we've done the Ace events, Seaside Screams and all that, it is definitely a unique, pier amusement park, and I like it. It's just for me they needed to add more to get me to come back. There wasn't enough for me to go, wow, I need to keep coming back here. I need to keep coming back here. If you've never been, it's definitely worth going to. Have a nice little side stop, ride some rides. It was definitely worth going to. So, but I mean, I can't keep going twice a year, once a year. To me, it's not worth going. For me to drive that far out, it's not worth it. One other ride that I know of that's being removed is the Speed Trap and Looney Tunes. The car whip ride next to the bathrooms because they're expanding the bathrooms for next year. So that I do know. So that ride is going. I don't know if it's being ripped out, thrown away, put away in storage, moved somewhere else, rethemed. I don't know what's going on there, but I do know for a fact that ride is leaving next year for, because they're making the bathrooms bigger. So that's where you're going to have your bigger bathrooms in that area. They're going to add it. Yeah, Slingshot's moving or going away as well. Because that area with Slingshot and Splash Waterfalls is exactly the spot that they need to put in Joker. So you're going to lose basically 3 rides next year. You're going to lose Slingshot, but that's a upcharge, so that don't really count. You're losing Splash Waterfalls, but you're getting Joker in place of it. And you're going to lose a kiddie ride. So that's that. All right, so let me talk about Fright Fest Media Day. Because I don't know how long my spiel is going to last about golden tickets and stuff like that. Anyway, so Fright Fest Media Day, between myself and AJ, we're going to be pumping video out, pictures all day Sunday. So keep looking for that. I'm going to go live with it. Videos, pictures. I'm going to ask if I can go live with during a haunt. I don't know how good it will look, but I'm going to try. I'm going to ask ahead of time, see if it can be done, cannot be done. I think it would be cool if we could do a live haunt video as we're walking through. I think it would be fantastic. But we'll see. We'll see what they say and allow me to do. So, that'll be cool. So, I mean, if there's anything in particular you want me to show off for, FrightFest, let me know. Because we're going to be walking around the park. We're going to be doing the haunts. We're going to do whatever we can. And, the scare zones and all that stuff. No, it's Joker, I think. I mean, if you think about it, you have Joker coaster and then you have Joker's wild card. So, and I'm waiting for that ride to leave because that ride is not popular at all. They have the restriction of you have to have 2 riders, so a lot of times people don't ride it because you got to have 2 riders. I think one rider should be sufficient enough. But that's me, I don't know. Anyway, so let's get into this golden ticket stuff and see where it goes from there. So I'm going to, see, some of this stuff printed crappy. I mean, the top 50 wooden steel coasters came out fine. But anyway, so what do we got? All right, so best new ride for 2016. This is where I have the biggest problem with this. This is the biggest problem that I have with the Golden Ticket Awards, and we'll get that out of the way because
this is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Hang on one second. Okay, so my dad's at the hospital with my mother, Ivy, again, watching Patriots on Twitter. So I'm just seeing if she's okay. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, so the biggest problem that I have with the golden tickets is Dollywood won with Lightning Rod. Now, technically, that ride was closed 90% of the time. Not very many people got to ride it, and everybody and their mother voted for Lightning Rod. And I think that stems from... Now, I'm not trying to be a crybaby, coaster enthusiast about it. I just think... No, she's okay. Just a big headache. All right, so that's good. I feel that they shouldn't have won. I think their name should have been taken off the ballot because the ride officially came out of rehearsals only 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it was still test mode. It wasn't officially open to the public. Most of the people that voted did not ride it. And people were just voting for it because it's Dollywood. They wanted to give them the golden ticket. There was other rides on the list that were open that maybe should have won. I don't know. It's just weird how the people vote. I think it's just weird how the people vote. And I looked at this and I was like, what the hell? I don't think it should have won. Personally, me, I don't think it should have, but it did. And I don't hate Dollywood. I've never ridden it, so I can't tell you if the ride's awesome or if the ride sucks. I couldn't tell you. I don't know the answer to that. I haven't been there yet because I wasn't going to take a chance of going and it not being open. And Dave was there, and it broke down again the other day, and it was closed for the day. It misfired and didn't launch. So it could be down again. I don't know.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I think I'm going to have to... On half of these, I got to look online for it. It printed kind of funky. But best new water ride for 2016 was Massive at Schlitterbahn, Galveston. They won, I think. It looks like it won.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Best Seaside Park was Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Best kids area was Kings Island. The cleanest park was Holiday World. Best shows was Dollywood. Which, I mean, all these other ones make sense. You know, it's always going to be, neck and neck between Santa Cruz, Blackpool, Pleasant Beach, and Maurice Pier for best seaside park. Those, I guess, evidently are the best three. I've only been to one of the three, so out of the top three. Best shows. I haven't been to Cibola City or Fiesta, Texas, so I don't know. But Fiesta, Texas, I'll be there next year, and then I can know. But Dollywood does have amazing shows. I'm not a fan of some of the shows, but the shows that I have seen that I did like were really good. So, I mean, I think people really hit that. Like Best Children's Park. Looks like Idlewild won that. Best Water Park was won by Schlitterbahn. The best amusement resort was Europa. Matter of fact, when the Golden Ticket Awards were going live, we were right here watching it, right where I'm standing. We had it on the screen. We had my little pinball party going on, and playing pinball, and a few of my coastal buddies that were here were oohing and ahhing and yelling and screaming and stuff like that. We had a good time playing pinball, watching the Golden Tickets. It was cool. Best Halloween event was Universal Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights. Best Christmas event is Dollywood. Best Carousels, Knoebels. Friendliest Park is Dollywood. Best Funhouse walkthrough attraction was Noah's Ark at Kennywood. I guess Dock Ride was Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios. Indoor coaster was The Mummy. I mean, those are your award winners. Best food went to Knoebels. Yeah, I think I didn't print out all the winners, which is fine. This
is a demonstration of.
Here's the problem that a lot of people that I've heard. There's another award thing that's not as popular, I guess, as the Golden Tickets. And I've voted in that before quite a few times. I think I've been voting in it for 5 or 6 years now. I forget what the hell I just get it in my email and I redo it and I forgot what the hell it is. That's a more to me, I feel, is a better voting than Golden Tickets. I don't know. It just seems because I think the Golden Tickets are more popular. You have way more fanboys just voting for it without ever riding it, going there. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't go there in 2017 and there's a new ride and that's your favorite place in home. I mean, yeah, you're gonna be biased and you're gonna vote for your favorite in your home park or whatever. You're always gonna vote for it. You know what I'm saying? And like that whole lightning rod thing kind of blew me for a loop. Now, don't take it as I'm like putting down the Golden Ticket Awards or Dollywood. It's the voters, and then people might get mad that I said that. I personally. People are going to be like, oh, no. Yeah, Mitch Hawker, that's the poll right there. That one, it's a very tedious process of voting for coasters. It really is. I don't know. Like I said, everybody has their right to an opinion, how they feel, what they want to vote for. By all means, that's cool. But I don't know. It was just weird. Like
is a demonstration of Wirecast.
All right, let's go with the top. I'm just gonna do the top 10 wood, but I don't need to run down 50 wood coasters. I really don't need to do that. So we'll start at, I mean, look, it won best, lightning rod, but it was number 11 on the top 50. So, I mean, I'm sure eventually it'll be a number one wood because everybody's loving. The more people that ride lightning rod that I hear love lightning rod. So I don't know, but anyway. So number 10 was Lightning Racer at Hershey Park. Number 9 was Gold Striker at California's Great America. Number 8 was Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City. Number 7 was Thunderhead at Dollywood. Number 6 was The Beast at Kings Island. Number 5 was Ravine Flyer 2 at Waldemere. Number 4 was Voyage at Holiday World. Number 3 is El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. Number 2 is the Phoenix, and number 1 was Boulder Dash. So that's really your top 10.
This is a demonstration of
and I mean, let me see. I rode Phoenix, El Toro, Voyage, Ravine, The Beast, Thunderhead. I haven't ridden Outlaw Run or Gold Striker. I've ridden Lightning Racer. So, there's a lot of good rides in this list. Even when you keep reading down, the line. It's a pretty good list of rides that made the top 50. I mean, some I haven't ridden, some I've ridden, so on and so forth.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
All right, so let's do the top 10 steel. Oh wow, Wicked Cyclone made number 18, so they're in the top 20. That's cool. Anyway, so number 10 was Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood. Number 9 was Diamondback at Kings Island. 8 was Intimidator at Carowinds. 7, Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland. 6, Apollo's Chariot at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. 5 is Nitro at Great Adventure. 4, Expedition G-Force at Holiday Park. 3, Superman, The Ride, Six Flags New England. 2, Millennium Force at Cedar Point. And 1 was Fury 325. I cannot believe that people actually voted Fury 325 as the number one coaster. I mean, I that's just my personal opinion. I do not think Fury is a top 10. It's not even a top 20. And I'm not like dogging it out. It's my personal preference of what I want in a coaster. It did not deliver. Did not deliver. For me. You know what I'm saying? How do I put it? I want eject airtime. I don't want float airtime. I'm too fat to float. You know what I'm saying? I don't float. There's not. I want. That's why I like Superman, and I like Wicked Cyclone, and I like a lot of other rides. Like Phantom's Revenge, and I mean the list goes on and on of different steel coasters that I personally like. Because of the ejector airtime. There's rides that I like because of the different elements. Doesn't matter if it goes upside down, but I don't want it to go, woo, woo, let's take a turn. Woo, woo. And if the woo, woo is not giving me my ejector airtime, speed does absolutely nothing for me. I don't care how fast it goes. You know what I'm saying? To me, with Fury, it was too fast. I couldn't tell what element I was in until I was on the ground looking up going, whoa, I didn't realize I was in that element. So to me,
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I'll finally get to ride Mako next month when I go down there. I think that they will get a Justice League. Here's the problem that they had with the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight all started from, they started building Dark Knight without permits. The other problem that they have was the fire safety, the codes that they wanted the park to do was ridiculous. They wanted at every corner, they wanted stairs to get off the ride in case there was a fire. and the ride shut down. So, like I said,
Is a demonstration of
I
Wirecast.
believe that they could. I think they will do it. You know, here's the, and you know why? And I actually talked to the park in an email. They never responded to it, but I left them my feedback. And you know, they don't need to know. They don't need to respond to my feedback. You know, I talk to the park all the time. You know, we exchange feedback on different things and so on and so forth. And you know, and I give them my observations of great things that they've done, bad things that they do. So you know, I'm honest. I have my best interest for the park to make it better. If I can help make that park better, I will. So, but anyway, I told them the reason why. My reasoning why Superman was number 3, and I told them what to do to fix it. Now, we all know we cannot change the restraints. That's never going to happen. You will never get back the original restraints, so forget it. Don't even mention it. You ain't getting it back. That kind of hurts. It hurts the ride, but it is what it is. The reason also was virtual reality killed that ride. That's one. Virtual reality killed the ride. The wait times were so atrocious that people were like, you know, that's a big thing for people that vote. They don't care about the virtual reality. Now, virtual reality, while it looked cool, there was a lot of problems with it. I know it's in its infancy of technology.
Of Wirecast.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure 5-10 years down the road, the technology will be so amazing that it could be done quicker, it'll work, it won't break down all the time. I mean, think about it. You had the cell phones overheating. Sometimes they weren't working. People, you know, adjusting them, putting them on. It just took a lot of time to check everything. My personal opinion is VR should not be on a popular ride like that. It should not. It's meant for Catwoman's Whip, Gotham City Gauntlet, Mind Eraser. It's meant for rides like that. It's not meant for your high capacity ride. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that with... you know what? The troll's not in here, but the troll is definitely texting me now. Send me all kinds of stupid stuff.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I can foresee rides being moved to accommodate a Justice League ride. Where it's going to go, I don't know. But I do see a Justice League ride coming.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
To Six Flags New England. You couldn't fit Justice League where the Joker's wild card is. The building for Justice League is too big for that. You need a good sized chunk. Like, they could move Catwoman's Whip somewhere. You could move it next to Gotham City Gauntlet and what do you call it? Get out the Justice League building, slap it over there, around there somewhere. Could work, I think. You know, I don't know. You could do it though. That's my opinion. So, like I said, that was your top 10 steel. You got your top 10 wood. You got all these rides for golden tickets. I really do believe that every Six Flags park that can have DC and Looney Tunes will get a Justice League. If you know, you're probably not going to see one at the Great Escape, and you're not going to see one at Luron. Those two parks will never get it. All the other parks are going to get it. All the other, I really see the other parks getting it. You know, but that's just me. Yeah, I think what they could do is rip down the Hall of Justice building and build one right over there. Move Catwoman's whip, because you could definitely move Catwoman's whip. You could. That ride will definitely fit in that spot next to Gotham City Gauntlet. I think it would fit perfectly. But that's me. But I really think it would. I do. So, all right, I'm going to run down some events because tonight ends some Ace event registration deadlines. Like tonight is Fall Thrill Fest at King's Dominion. Also Celebrate America for Six Flags America. Those events are on October 1st and October 2nd.
A demonstration of Wirecast.
And then from October 7th to the October 8th is Phoenix Fall Fun Fest, PPP. Now, the thing with Phoenix Fall Fun Fest, on the 7th, that part of it is only open to a card-carrying coaster enthusiast. If you don't have a card, you do not get in. They have the Haunted House down the road to go through. They've added basically what they've done the day before, because a lot of people complained, and myself included, because when I first started going to Phoenix Fall Fun Fest, you could literally like sit on the rides. There was no long lines for anything. It was great. And it became so popular that, and they let the GP in with it, along with the coaster enthusiasts. Now you can't really enjoy Phoenix Fall Fun Fest like you used to, in my opinion. Now don't get me wrong, I've had fun all the time, hanging with my friends, riding the rides, but it just not, it just doesn't feel the same anymore. But regardless of that, so on the 7th, they're going to have the Phoenix Open, they're going to have the haunted antique cars, and they're going to have food and entertainment, and they're going to have things open, you know, certain things, not a lot of stuff, just a little area, you know, so it'll be cool. What's a Gucci My Home Pippi? What are you talking about? Seth B845. I think the troll's coming, because now the troll stopped. The troll stopped trolling me on my cell phone. So keep those in mind, you know, about that. October 15th is Boulder Dash Bash at Lake Compounds. And Hello DJ Dog 5 Hip Hop Tap Jazz Club.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
And so for those that have never been to Boulder Dash Bash, you get an hour exclusive ride time on Boulder Dash before the park opens, and then you get a ticket into the Haunted Graveyard, of course, admission into the park as well.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
The troll returns.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
You were sitting behind me at the drone shoot on Saturday. Well, that's cool! Alright, so November 19th, and that's when everybody's going to get their taste of Lightning Rod that didn't get their taste. Smoky Mountain Coaster Fest at Dollywood. I went to that event once, and let me tell you, it's a great event. I'm not going this year. But I think my return to Dollywood is definitely next year. This year, if you noticed, I haven't really done a lot of stuff, traveling wise, not a lot, and that was because with the whole house selling and buying and moving and this and that, with the cruise and stuff.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
So it is what it is, and that by all means that's fine. But next year I already have it planned. I've been talking with Luco on and off about different things that I want to go, and it's places that, like we're thinking about doing Canada next year. We're probably going to hit Cedar Point next year, hopefully. There's a lot of wants and a lot of wishes, and we'll see what happens. The house blew the budget. The trip budget went right out the window.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
So it sucked, but got to do what you got to do. So if you notice, I stayed, more local than usual, but, we got more stuff. We got more stuff coming. So those are all the events. That's all the news. Don't, remind us before we leave in a couple minutes or so. This Sunday, I am going to go live on the Grove Show's Facebook. So if you want to see some cool things going on, I suggest keep checking the Facebook, because I'm going to go live. I usually do it for my personal one to get more people to watch, but guess what? I'm only doing it on the Grove Show one, and so if you want to see it, that's where you're going to find it. So hopefully you watch, hopefully you don't. All right, I can tell you guys right now, there's one and the same. It's two names, and it's a troll, so just ignore them. Do not, just ignore them. Ignore them. These two having a conversation with each other, Bob and Seth, those are trolls. Just ignore them, and that'll be the end of that. So anyway, just keep checking the Facebook page for it. We're going to go live. We're going to take pictures. We're going to have fun. It's going to be awesome. And I don't care if, you go, well, we'll do it on the other thing. I'm doing it on the Grove Show one. That's the whole point of it. I'm sure it'll hit the SFNE Online. I mean, at some point, I'm probably just going to get rid of SFNE Online's Grove Show Facebook and it's just one, because it confuses people because it's just one. It's one but two. I was just doing this so I wasn't like blowing up SFNE Online's Facebook. That's why we did this. So I've been to Six Flags over Texas, and I love it, and I think you would probably love it. When I went, it was the year that the new Texas Giant reopened. When it got RMC'd, and let me tell you, it's really a nice park. I like it's just a big giant circle. You go around. It has some cool rides, some cool theme rides. I need to get back there since I haven't, but I really suggest going there if you've never been there. Fiesta, Texas, I'm doing next year with CoasterCon, and I'll definitely check, be able to finally check that out. I can't wait. So it'll be, it'll be something cool. Hey, Mr. Forbes, I'm calling the police when the show's over. You're going down, bro. Going down. Matter of fact, we're taking pictures right now of the chat, and we're going to hand these over to the police.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Remember that? Take some pictures of that. Like that. Oh, now I have proof. Oh, no. Proof. Your whole family's going to lose the internet because you're an idiot. So, anyway, it's 10 o'clock. We're going to get going. So don't forget about Sunday. I'm sure things are going to start popping up on Saturday about Joker Construction, even though they can't build it yet because they're still ripping down. But I can't wait to see what's left of any of Splashwater Falls. So that should be interesting. So we'll be back. We'll be back Thursday. Yeah, we'll be back Thursday because, yeah, crazy. Crazy. We only got a couple shows left, and then we're gone for 2 weeks, so it'll be nice. Don't worry, I'll text you as you've been texting me. I'll tell you what you did and what's going to happen to you before I call the police shows. So, anyway, so I will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Till then, keep on coasting and peace out, y'all. Woo, y'all!
This is a demonstration of Wirecast. This is a demonstration of Wirecast. This is a demonstration of Wirecast.